Greetings my fellow YouTubers, what could have been more nicer than just using a Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 in the previous video? Well, guess what? I've got the iPad here, and yes, we're gonna do a very simple toy review about seagulls, because yes, how could you never be impressed with seagulls? Because they tend to make yourself a lot more, well, let's just say inconsistent. But yes, these are the sort of birds that lament all around the sea, and even in many places, such as urbanized areas. But nevertheless, seagulls can be found in any all sorts of habitats other than the sea. And yes, there's one particular seagull, which is very similar to the, it's not this thing, I'm not showing you the middle finger here, but I'm showing you, there's one seagull specimen I would like to show you, and there's actually 12 of these guys, so it's going to be a 12 pack, and it's this one right here, it's this product there. Flip that origami, it's a Flapping Birds toy. It's what it looks like to be a toy that literally, it's called the Australian Silver Seagulls 12 pack. So it's based on the silver gull that you find in the land down under, being Australia. I think in New Zealand there's basically a similar species called the red-billed gull. I would say red-billed gull, not the brand that actually has the ball on it. And there's a whole bunch of cocaine, like the drink, I suppose. It's not the energy drink. It's the red-billed gull, not Red Bull. Sorry about that. £13.97, and it looks pretty nice. I wonder if this toy would literally sell very nicely. Of course, there's the anatomy there, and just goes to show you what you can use with this, these types of toys. And it looks like we've got two of these seagulls. It looks like they're showing their tongues out, just to represent that they're literally they're just requesting for a bit of a territorial dispute or anarchy, perhaps, maybe. Not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but let's just go ahead and come and do the unpacking. I love the green eyes on the later flip-flap toys. It's very interesting to say that as we're getting new toys during this time of year, it looks like in April, because we're heading towards the Easter holidays, we're getting products like this. I mean, there's no Easter products yet, but I'm just glad we'll just have products like this. Okay, so let's just take a look at what we've got here. And they're just basic seagulls, which are basically based on the silver gulls from Australia. They look very similar in appearance to a brown-headed or a black-headed gull. And they do have the flapping wing action here. Seems to be very common. It's a very ubiquitous looking seagull that you find in Australia. And it's a very monogamous yet gregarious animal as well. They're not really nomadic, because they're very opportunistic feeders. Of course, they are scavengers, as we all know. I've actually seen videos of these birds eating sparrows, which is very obscure, and also rather unusual, because I initially thought, like black-headed gulls, silver gulls don't tend to cannibalize other birds as much as other seagulls, such as the lesser black-backed gull or the yellow-legged gull. And I mean, I've seen these gulls before, these larger gulls, I've seen these before, but they have also, I think what's very unusual about the larger gulls compared to these ones there, they are, they have the ability to maraud pigeons, which is very interesting. Let's just say, well, we can think about the cat amongst the pigeons. What about the seagull amongst the pigeons? Wouldn't that be much more crazier than that? Well, yes, it would be crazier than a cat. Once again, it's got the very beautiful red feet there. The name Silver Gull, which is all in these models. All of these have, I would say they've all got the name Silver Gull. But what's interesting about these models is that you can also have very different, well, what I would say is that the models have very different eye positions, and also the shape of the eyes as well, which looks, I mean, it's not that mundane. I'm not saying it's a bit redundant, but man, these guys look really cool indeed. And yeah, the wingtips, they're not that very bad, and some of these have been bent, well, in the packaging, of course. Looks pretty nice. I do love the way the eyes have been detailed there. Makes it a lot more cuter. And what's very strange is because there's a lot of pencil lead going on here to detail the wings on the top, there's actually some lead placed onto the, literally just say it's the wings and also the head as well, which is very absurdly preposterous and ludicrously amazing, which is ludicrously weird, But that's part of the why I tend to work with flip-flap toys. Sometimes I can just use an eraser to fix that, but most of the time I just tend to, just leave it like that. Possibly it's because it's, I would say it's realism. Actually, I love this pose. Looks more of a very typical realistic seagull with these bent seagull-like wings. To be honest, I would literally find out that car doors and, like, the old Mercedes-Benz cars, and also some airplanes like the Corsair airplanes. I can't remember, the Vought for You Corsair aircraft have this sort of wings like that, shaped like that, which looks pretty amazing. And in fact, there are so many other airplanes which have the shape of a seagull's wing, which look, they look pretty amazing indeed. And yeah, that's just a pretty mundane review of 12 seagulls. And man, can the seagull invasion continue? Simple answer is yes, it will. It certainly is gonna do indeed. Do its job to just invade the rest of Flip-Flap's whole community, I suppose. And it feels like that the Flapping Bird toys are, of course, very common indeed. It feels like that we're getting a lot more birds than other animals, which is very interesting to hear, yet also a bit boring at the same time. And I'm pretty sure, not sure, people would, they would like to say to me, saying, we just bought up Flapping Birds because birds are just too common and just flipping goddamn mundane. Anyways, hopefully, without sounding like a real dunce in this video, I'm hoping that you guys may know that just because I can just request you to give a like and subscribe in this video doesn't necessarily mean it's such a great idea, and some people found it quite annoying. But anyways, as always, hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.